Hello and welcome to the Irish Pagan School YouTube channel with myself, Lora O'Brien. And today we're going to answer a question that we received, which is, does the Morrigan hate electronics or electrics? And it is something that's come up before, and I believe it's based on a little bit of fudging about who and what the Morrigan is. But if you want to figure out what the Morrigan is or who the Morrigan is, we do have a 5-day challenge, which will be linked below. And you can go and get it at morriganintensive.com/challenge. So this is a free 5-day guide, which will just be delivered to you and is a very, very good way to build and develop your own relationship with the Morrigan. So does the Morrigan hate electronics? This, I believe, is based on the idea that energetic or magical energy, I suppose, or otherworldly energy interferes with tech, right? Now, that's true, right? And we have seen so many times here at the Irish Pagan School when we're teaching a class, particularly on the good neighbours, the she, the other crowd. If we're teaching a class or giving a talk or a presentation or just trying to do our work, the tech will often break down. So that is an observed phenomenon, shall we say. Now, whether this applies to the Morrigan specifically or just as a kind of a general catch-all is, I suppose, up for debate. In my own experience, where I've been dedicated to the Morrigan since 1994 and have worked every single day for about a decade at her most sacred site, which would be Uav Nagach or Oí Nagat Cave, which is the cave at Cruachan in Rathcroghan, in County Roscommon. And I was in and out of that cave so many times every week. And we had a lot of situations where I would be called on as, an expert on the Morrigan, as a guide, as the manager of the Rathcroghan complex. I would be called to do an interview or, give a consultation or anything for a media production or for just a radio segment or a TV show or anything like that. And I must say that the tech would often mysteriously F up, right? So you would have a situation where we'd start to record and suddenly there'd be no battery. And then they'd go, oh, it's all right, I have a backup battery. It's weird. That battery was fully charged, or those were fresh batteries or whatever it was. And it's all right, I have backups. I always bring spares. Ha 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 ha. Replace all the batteries and none of them were working. So I honestly couldn't even count the amount of times that has happened over the years. The sound would mysteriously go, even when levels were being checked. And this is all, professional equipment. Now, this also happens just on people's phones or, again, I have anecdotal evidence almost on a weekly basis about tech messing up over the decade that I was involved with those sites. And it's an interesting one. So I don't, on balance, even given all that, I don't believe that the Morrigan hates electronics, right? In my experience, the idea of me doing these videos, say, or teaching classes at the Irish Pagan School on the Morrigan, or running the Morrigan Intensive, which runs every single year and has thousands of people come through the doors at this point, the virtual doors, over the years that I've been running it since 2014, I think. And, all of those people are all over the world. So without electrics, without tech, the Morrigan's teaching, which is her prime directive to me, has been get the real information out there. The Morrigan's teaching would not have been possible, or my teaching of the Morrigan because I'm based here in County Waterford in Ireland. Previously, I was in County Roscommon in Ireland, and it just would not have been possible to do the work that she had laid out before me without the electrics, without the tech, without all of that working for the most part the way it was supposed to work. But again, I think this is kind of a little bit of a crossover or a bleed through of other world energy and possibly the she energy kind of messing with stuff. So that cave particularly is an entrance to the other world. It is a she. It's was probably previously under a mound. The mound is gone now, but we still have the entrance. And it is the she Cruachan. So that would be the association that I believe would be interfering with technology, with batteries, with sound, audio, visuals, all of that, rather than the Morrigan specifically saying, no, I hate electrics and you're not going to do that anymore. So that would be my response to the question. Hopefully that's been useful for people and has helped to clarify things based on my own experience, of course. And again, if you want to know more about the Morrigan, go to morriganintensive.com/challenge. Link is below. It's a free, very easy, very simple 5 days worth of relatively easy work for you to do, which will absolutely build your relationship with the Morrigan and make sure that you know the reality of this Irish goddess and how she was and is in the culture and in the living traditions from Ireland. So thank you for your time and your energy. Slán go fóill. I will see you in the next video.